The night of December 28th in Byron, Maine, a remote town in the mountains of western Maine, was not a good night to go outside, much less get lost outside. With freezing temperatures and snow on the ground, a major nor'easter was about to hit, and within 24 hours there would be 2 feet of snow on the ground. But it was December 28th when Derek Adams left his basement apartment in a house in Byron, and he hasn't been seen since. The search began almost immediately, first with neighbors, then with law enforcement, and now, even a month later, with a large group of family, friends, and volunteers.
It was on the Thursday morning, 29th of December, and they discovered around noontime that he was missing from his apartment, and proceeded from there to call the authorities, to go look for him first, and then call the authorities, and game wardens came, and the police came, and people locally began searching. I'm Aaron Gurney. My maiden name is Aaron Adams, and my brother Derek Adams is the gentleman that's missing that we're searching for. So far, initially we had a really organized search using Mahoosuc search and rescue crew who guided us and showed us really how to do the search. That first weekend there were over 70 volunteers helping out.
The people that were on the ground first were the game wardens and the police officers, and so basically the information they had sort of made them feel as though you were sort of close by. And so we've concentrated a lot of our efforts, near the house where he was living, down around here in the village. And then we were sort of thinking, just after talking to people and just knowing Derek, that he would most likely be headed to Route 17 to maybe get down to Rumford, New Mexico to get some cigarettes, get his nicotine. And so we've carved out about a mile down here on Route 17, heading back down to Mexico on both sides of 17, and just kind of poking and prodding in the snow, looking for any kind of bump or something that doesn't look normal, and then just try to go with a hunch. And then we're just trying to put scenarios together. Maybe he did make it down to Mexico. Maybe he made it to Rumford and hitchhiked and made his way back. And so we checked over on Route 120 on both sides of the road, a couple of spots beyond Black Bridge. And then a great form of transportation around here is on snow machine, and so we've looked up on the Weld Road as well, and we'll probably poke around there a little bit today, and then we'll also continue back down Route 17 just to see if we can find a clue. We're basically just looking for any kind of clue that points us in any kind of direction at this point. My name is Daryl Gurney. I'm Derek Adams' brother-in-law.
My name is Barry Breton. I went to school with Derek Adams, and I consider myself a friend of the family.
And when did you first get involved?
It was right after law enforcement ended up giving up on their search. We heard about it on Facebook and decided to get involved and see what we could do to help out the family in finding Derek. We've been searching around the house, the sides of the road where he might have been walking or hitchhiking, trying to get to town. I got a plow truck from Dixfield to try to push back some shoulders up here to see if we could find him on the inslope of the roads.
And has there been any promising indications at all, or?
Nothing at this point.
So how much longer do you think you'll continue with this?
Till they want to keep going, till they want to stop. We're just going to keep looking.
Derek, actually today is his 47th birthday, so 47-year-old man. We grew up in Hanover, Maine, not far from here, and he lived in California for about a decade, moved back to Massachusetts, and then came back to Hanover and lived with my parents for a time. And as he got older, he began to show signs of a mental illness, and so he does have a mental illness. And he was living here in Byron with a friend of his from childhood, a friend of ours from childhood, who had an apartment in her basement and was renting that out to him and caring for him.
If you have any information about the disappearance of Derek Adams, please contact the Oxford County Sheriff's Office at 1-800-733-1421. In particular, if you or anyone you know were driving on the roads in Byron, Roxbury, or Mexico, Maine during the last week of December and may have thought you hit a deer or something in the road but kept driving, please send information about the location at which that might have happened and the circumstances. The information could be critical for the search for Derek Adams and could bring closure to a grieving family.